The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the March 10th, the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. You can dial on in at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, well, we've got you covered there, too. You can always let those fingers do the walking. Go ahead, send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question and in our Tiger's Den. Well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. A bit of a mixed bag out here. You got the Dow up 433, the S&P 28, NASDAQ just slightly red, Russell's up 36, semis are back 28, trannies are up 62, gold's up about 40, silver down 3 cents, light sweet crude off 27 pennies, natural gas up about 2 pennies out here. Leading the charge dollar-wise, the upside. You've got Booking Holdings, $22, MicroStrategy, $22, Charter Communication, $21, Intuitive Surgical, $21, Equinix, $19 to the downside. Shopify off about 39, New Oriental Education, $21, Lam Research, 19 and change. Chipotle off 16, Coupa Software down 14. So there's plenty to look at. Of course, I want to look at what you want to look at. No questions yet. That's to be expected. Having been gone for the last 3 days out here. But go ahead and get those emails to me. Let's go take a look at the general markets out here. Now, by general markets, let's begin by taking a look at the message at the present time, 1:08 in the afternoon, for the NASDAQ 100, the NQ equity future contract. So what it's done so far today, this is the daily time frame chart that we're looking at. This has given us a bearish message. Now, when I say a bearish message, I'm just talking about directionally speaking. Which way should price head to? You can see that the oscillator and change line 4 or 5 days ago, that's that red, green, squiggly line that you see on the screen, changed colors. When that changes colors, that helps and alert us to know that price and that line are going to catch up to each other over the coming sessions. It's not defined how many coming sessions there are. Today happens to be that coming session. If price closes below that line, right now it's printed at 12,924. It'll go up and down as price moves higher or lower. But if price does close below that line, that is a, directionally speaking, bearish message. Now, there's a new profile that formed yesterday. That could mean that price will just move down to 12,655 or 12,319. That was the center and the bottom of the profile, or maybe even take that out. So what's unique about the NQ is that this has generated a Gartley buy pattern. That Gartley buy pattern was confirmed yesterday with that bull sash candle. There's an A to B equals CD down pattern out here. I don't have it typed in on my screen because I don't have that tool on this white background software out there. So you're just going to have to believe me or do your own work, and you'll see there's an A to B equals CD to the downside. So the message then, because we have a bullish pattern and we have a bearish signal right now, really kind of neutral. But neutral suggesting that price is going to move lower. Now, if price is going to move lower and give us a second to that, who's got a second the motion here. Well, we go take a look at the 30-minute time frame chart. Now we can look at other intraday time frames, but if we look at the 30-minute time frame, we can see that there's wave number 7, that's letter G, a Rhodes momentum indicator top, all that occurring this morning out here, and price pulling back, and price is below its bullish structured profile for that 30-minute time frame. That is suggesting that that price will go target 12,578. If the message, whether it targets that during the day today or whether it does or it doesn't, if it does, that's important for you. Because if the NQ with yesterday's signal is bullish, and then today price testing and rejecting the oscillator and change line, if it's still bullish, price should pull back, if it does pull back, and hold 12,578.25. And if it closes below that, then that adds to that bearish message of the rejection of the oscillator and change line. You got that? I hope so. Now, if we take a look at this as long as we're here and on this time frame, you're going to see a number of bottoming signals. Here on the 5-hour time frame chart, you've got a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. This is suggesting price might want to get to 13,303. The 240-minute has a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. 13,303 would be its target. The 120-minute has a Rhodes momentum indicator signal out here. This is suggesting 13,157. When we look at these intraday time frames so far, 300, 240, 120, there's nothing really bearish about it. Now we get to the little shorter time frames. Here's the 60-minute. We've looked at the 30 out here. So we just have to see how the day plays out. If you're asking how's the day going to play out right now, I don't know. I can share with you a counter trend rally on a 30-minute basis. Should price move higher, should find resistance at 12,878. That's based upon the 30-minute chart out there. So that's what's going on with the NQ. Now, the NQ has a different message than the Dow equity future contract. So let me get that rolling on this white background chart here. And while we're talking about the Dow, because we're trying to understand what is the message of the markets out here. So let's pull over now my white background charts. We're going to walk through this one step at a time. It's going to take us probably longer than we have in this break here. But now let's take a look at let's start with the daily time frame. So in the daily time frame for the Dow equity future contract, we can see that 2 days ago, as price was moving to higher ground, what it triggered was a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. 2 days ago, it didn't make a problem. I mean, just getting that signal is like, hey, it might rain, bring your umbrella. But when it gets confirmed with a bearish reversal candle, as it did yesterday, a shooting star, boy, then it has a top. Now, the NQ, by the way, the NQ, the ES, and the Russell 2000 each have tops in place out here. And the question, in my mind, was, were they just waiting for the Dow to generate its topping signal? And yesterday was that topping signal or confirmation of the Rhodes momentum indicator top. However, in order to truly confirm it, a double D confirmation, you got to close below a green oscillator and change line. And what took place so far today is a test and rejection. And if price closes above yesterday's high, by the way, yesterday's high is 32,118. You're at 32,262 right now. It'll negate that pattern and talk about being in a very strong move to the upside, because this should, in theory, this should have been the topping signal based upon. Now, we don't know where the Dow is going to close. If price closes below that level that I just gave to you, then that Rhodes momentum indicator top is still in play, but it's not truly confirmed here in the Dow until you see it close below Stevie's green line, currently priced at about 31,179. We don't need to go take a look at the intraday time frames out here. We can, but we're not going to. Instead, what we're going to try to do when we get back from this break is answer the question, has the global flow of capital begun shifting to the United States? And why is that important? Because if it does, folks, the patterns that I have out here, to a certain extent, they matter. But guess what? They don't really matter so much, because there's going to be a gigantic move inside the U.S. markets, the Dow specifically, to the upside. And that may be what's going on right now. We'll be right back.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at the Dow. We're kind of diving down into it. Now, what the chart that we have, we're looking at the Dow Equity Future Contract, by the way, to help us with our signal information. So in this chart here, you've got the daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly. You can see that price is above all profiles. When you're trading above profiles, just tells you there's no resistance in sight, no profile resistance that's in sight. If you look at the daily time frame, you can see the consolidation pattern. You see the breakout of the consolidation. If you move over to the weekly time frame chart, you can see that price is up at the top of that measured move around the 32,220 level. So when that was taking place yesterday, and again today out here, but yesterday more specifically, and the day before, with yesterday's bearish reversal signal, and it still could hold. So you got to watch yesterday's high out there. Again, I'll give you that number. Yesterday's high being the 118 area. Close below it, that pattern holds. Close above it, says, hey, when you break out of a consolidation, which the Dow Equity Future Contract did, your measured move is equal to or greater than. Well, if you close above the top of yesterday's candle, that's telling us about the greater than scenario. Now, the greater than scenario would take the Dow Equity Future Contract, its next price projection area, 36,125, about another 4,000 points or so from where we're trading right now. Does it stop right there? No, not necessarily. The next price projection above that would be 44.45. Those projections come from just taking a look at Fibonacci expansion numbers of the high from 2020 to the low in 2020 out there. We're already at the 1.272 area. So again, clearing this range would suggest that the Dow is going to continue higher and likely much higher. So that's its message. Now, is that a real possibility? Well, of course, anything is a possibility, but you and I were looking for possibilities that have more of a probability to them. So if we look at how is the Dow trading across the globe in other currencies out there, major currencies, such as how is the Dow trading priced in euros? How is the Dow trading priced in yen? How is the Dow trading priced in pounds? Those are the additional three currencies that we want to look at. Why? Well, right now, there is a breakout party going on. A real bull market is when the instrument is rising in all major currencies out here. The only currency, major currency, that we don't have the breakout message on just yet is the Dow priced in euros. That would require a close above 27,200 and change. We're just going to call it 27,201 out here. That's what you would need. Now, those yellow arrows that are on my screen, I guess I've got rid of the arrow on the Dow price in pounds. Sorry about that. But that's going to be where it's marked at the 22,803 level. Those are representing the highs from 2020. And we could use the closes. Right now, I've just got the highs out there. So if you can trade above the close of the prior year in its most simplest, generalistic definition out there, interpretation is really what I should say, tells you that there's a breakout going on. So in the Dow, and this is the trophy horse, the Dow. That doesn't mean that the NASDAQ can't outperform the Dow or anything like this, but this is where the big money, this is where the global flow of capital wants to be able to park itself, inside these large cap equities. Well, you're getting the breakout message as we're looking at it right here, right now. Anybody who's invested in the Dow in pounds, yen, or U.S. dollars is happy camper and may want to be adding to their position out here. And it's not going to take that much more for the Dow to break through the 27,200 level. That's the Dow price in euros out there to say, hey, guess what we have? We've got a real breakout in this instrument going on across the globe, and that's where people want to be invested. So we need to pay attention to that. That takes us back. So we can see the Dow here visually. If we take a look at but Steve-O, we're not taking a look at other instruments out here. You're just taking a look at one. You know what? That's a great point, whoever it was that said that. And so what we then do is go take a look at multiple instruments, how they're trading, priced in the four major currencies. Well, here you've got it. Now, when I say here you've got it, I'm just looking back at trading from the beginning of the calendar year, 2021. So we've had 45 trading sessions. Today's trading session 45. Now, we're looking at the Dow, the DAX, the FTSE, the Shanghai. We're looking at gold, treasury bonds, the currencies. Got Bitcoin down there. More just for who knows what. The ES Mini, the Nikkei, the Hang Seng, the Australian S&P 200, emerging markets, West Texas Intermediate Crude, and then the Goldman Sachs Commodity Index. So, no doubt commodities, and light sweet crude is a big part of the Goldman Sachs Commodity Index, but those two are the outperformers above all. But now we take a look at the general equity markets across the globe out here, the main across the globe. We can see that the Dow has now slid into first place. Slid into first place, priced in U.S. dollars, euros, even though euros hasn't broken above last year's high, yen, and pounds. Trading higher, twice as much as of a move in terms of U.S. dollars in the DAX, well above the FTSE outperformance, outperforming the Shanghai, outperforming the Nikkei, outperforming the Hang Seng, outperforming the Australia, and outperforming the emerging markets. So there is the possibility that what we're starting to see is the global flow of capital come to the U.S. And if we are beginning to see that, what we should see is the U.S. markets move higher. We should see gold move higher. We should see the U.S. dollar index move higher. Yeah, that's what we should see. But right now, we're just really focused on the Dow and its meaning and its message out here. And right now, I can tell you that we should be leaning towards the global flow of capital beginning to park itself here. And this would just be the beginning of parking itself here in the U.S. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. There was a question inside the Tiger's Den about the Russell 2000 or the IWM. Let's just come over here and take a look at our quad equity future contract charts out here. And what you will see, the ES Mini, we already talked about that. That's up at the resistance level, the top of its daily profile. If you take a look at the Russell 2000 on the very right-hand side, it's sitting right now at just above the top of resistance. That's at 2281. We're trading at 2287. So if price closes above 2281 today, I would suspect that that's a signal that price is going to make a run for that high on February 10th. That high out there would be the price point of 2316.90. 2316.90. If price were to close above that, it will negate its sell the D point out here. Or maybe it was Rhodes momentum indicator top up. Could have been a TD9 top. I don't remember which top it was. I just know there's a top out there. Just can't remember every single top off the top of my head. Now, the Dow, right now, that's just simply, we've already covered that, but that is simply headed higher out here. The NQ does have a new profile, and price could be targeting 13,216. But remember, we took a look at Stevie's red line at the beginning of at the top of the hour out there, and price would need to clear that in order to suggest a move to 13,216. So, Mike, that's with regard to the Russell 2000. I don't know if there was anything else that you needed. You were looking for a potential top if we see anything. So that was that's Mike's question out here. So let me do this. RTY 0321. And let me get the charts here populated, and I'll pull those over. So what we're saying, there's already a top that's in place inside the Russell 2000. There's not a new top that is formed today. In fact, if anything, price is now dealing with resistance. And as we've said, if price can close above that resistance level, it's off to the races. So we get back to this breakout here. We'll put up the Russell 2000, the daily chart out here for Mike K in the Tigers Den. Steve Rhodes with TFNN.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The gold report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The gold report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The gold report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the gold report now. Protect your buying power. Order the gold report now.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den trading room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. So we're taking a look at the Russell 2000. This is a daily time frame chart out here for Mike K in the Tigers Den, who's looking for a top. Now, there's already a top that's in place. There's a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. That confirmed with this bullish or bearish engulfing candle from way back here on the trading day of February 16th. So in theory and in practice, if price closes over that high, slightly below the all-time high. That's at 23.14.10. If price were to close above that, that would be the signal, okay, it's off to the races for the Russell 2000. You can see how the Russell 2000 generates a topping signal. Price is below the oscillator and change line, why that is so important. Stays below that, even on any counter-trend rally up there. That was deflected, and then price moves all the way down to its breakout area. And that was about 4 days ago on the trading day of March 5th. Gets down to 21.13.80. Test rejects it. Typically, that would just send price up to the oscillator and change line as it had in the past. Now, Mike, you can see it's above that level. And if it closes above that level, you really shouldn't be looking for a short here. At least there's not a signal from the daily time frame yet to look for the short. I mean, the short is in the top is in play. So you could take a look at it two different ways. We never know if price is going to be able to take out those all-time highs. So if you want to take a short and your stop is just above that, okay, that would be one way to do it. I don't recommend that at the moment. At least I don't think I do. If I look at a 30-minute time frame chart, I don't have a reason to recommend that. First, there's no topping pattern on the 30-minute time frame chart. I suppose there's an A to B equals CD. But what you and I know is that price has not even been able to take out that oscillator and change line. You kind of see what we're looking at here? So you don't really have a signal, even on a short-term time frame, to go ahead and take that trade out there. So that's what's going on. We take a look at the Russell 2000. Let's go to a couple of our requests out here. We've got some by email, some by YouTube. Let's take a look at one of the email ones, and then we'll go take a look at the YouTube one. The email one, I believe, comes from Michael. Let me make sure here. Let me get this straight. Michael P. And he says, how does Riot look? Mike, I know you've asked for three symbols out here, and I may be able to get a chance to come back to the other ones as well. But there's a number of questions that have come in, and so I'll save the email off to the side, and maybe we'll come back and take a look at NVIDIA and ARC and so forth. But right now for Riot, RIOT is the ticker symbol. Now, I don't know what you're just saying. How does it look? So on a daily time frame, for Riot, price is above a profile that formed yesterday and above the oscillator and change line. So that looks bullish. That's suggesting the price moving higher. Now we can see there was a gap to the downside, so it's inside that gap. And it may struggle here just a bit. But right now, the daily time frame signal is bullish, suggesting higher price. The weekly time frame for Riot. Weekly time frame is certainly suggesting higher price out here. Price pulls back 2 weeks ago. This week, tests and rejects a green oscillator and change line. That's suggesting it wants to move higher. If I look at the monthly time frame, it too suggests that it wants to move higher, it suggests it wants to move higher out there. So when we take a look at Riot, well, we were able to do that pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and throw up NVIDIA for Mike. That didn't take long. The message is we're in sync daily, weekly, and monthly time frame out there. We didn't look at what's going on intraday, Michael, but Riot looks like it wants to continue to move higher, and I hope that helps you out. So let's just see. I should have probably done this off the screen here, but there's NVIDIA. Okay, we've got it populated. On a monthly time frame, it's got wave number 7 and a Rhodes momentum indicator signal. And on a monthly basis, although we're nowhere near the end of the month, you can see that price is testing that oscillator and change line, just about the 501-ish area. So we really have to come back and look at this at the end of the month. We don't have to do that for the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame shows the Rhodes momentum indicator top, with price pulling back to test support. And support is the bottom of its profile. It tested it last week. It tested it this week. 480.26 is a key area. Now, when I say a key area, I'm not talking about intraday. I'm talking about on a closing basis. If price were to close below 480.26, 347.43 would be the target. The daily time frame for NVIDIA, what do we have out here? We probably have a buy the D point that formed yesterday with the bull sash candle, and we also happen to have the oscillator and change line, which changed from green to red. And price is likely going to target that. Now, it already hit the top of that profile, 519.26, and rejected that level. But not until, Michael, price were to get above the oscillator and change line, currently priced at 521, would this be giving us a signal of higher price? So based on what we've seen on the weekly chart, suggesting, what did that suggest to us? Well, really just consolidation after a top. It's going to be the daily chart that you're going to have to watch to reveal its next decision. But a test and rejection of the 521-ish, 522 area is suggesting that price would revisit 472 to 481. So, Michael, there's your twofer. I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. Inside the Tiger's Den, inside our YouTube channel. We go back here and see where that's come from. That is for Rich in YouTube. Rich in YouTube wants to take a look at IBB. That's the biotech sector. for the S&P 500. So here's what we know about this, Rich. This completed a buy the D point. You got your A to B equals C. You're looking at the daily time frame chart. It did that a few days ago when it generated a hammer candle. That was on the trading day of March the 5th. Now, look, bullish candles, they can happen anywhere. Where I use bullish and bearish reversal candles are the completion of a pattern. Here, the pattern we're looking at is the A to B equals CD pattern. So you've got that buy the D point pattern out here. Price right now, it's made its way all the way up to the top of that daily profile. So brand new profile forming today, somewhat balanced. Resistance 154.75, support at 144.22. Out there. You also have a little bit of resistance inside the weekly chart at 153.60. So a close above 154.75 would say, hey, you're ready to run higher on that buy the D point out there. So that's what I see when we take a look at the IBB. You also wanted to take a look at Bingo, BNGO, and that is Beyond No Genomics. And I know I screwed that up. But let's go take a look at it. BNGO. And this also looks like it has an A to B equals CD to the downside that completed with a hammer candle. So it does that on the trading day of March the 5th out here. You've now got a brand new bullish structured profile. Odds favor that price is going to go tag that 1039 area. Now, there is resistance at 862. If we're wondering why did price struggle where it did, well, the weekly top of its bearish structure, that formed last week out there. So that was in our YouTube channel. I don't recall who it was that asked. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it was Rich out there. So a close above 862 would be a real positive this week. But it does have a buy the D point pattern out here. And close above 1039 most certainly would be. That's likely where price is going to go target if it can close above 862. So I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for watching us inside our YouTube channel. That was BNGO. We had a request inside the Tigers Den, I believe. Let me see, where were those? Where was the request in the Tigers Den? I went over the IWM, so maybe I covered all the Tigers Den requests out there. Okay, so if that's the case, let me come back to the emails and see what we've got. Of course, Michael P. asked for ARKK. So we can do that pretty quickly, can't we? Yeah, before we go to break, ARKK. And ARK Investments, let's go take a look at it. You're just saying, hey, what are the charts showing us? Here's the daily time frame for it. The daily time frame for it shows what? Populate for me, would you? Populate. Come on. What are you doing here? What are you doing? Talking to my charting system. This has a confirmed buy the D point as well. A lot of hammer candles forming out here. This one forming on March the 4th, March the 5th as well. So right here, ARKK, it needs to close above 127.70, we'll call it, in order to get its mojo back. Otherwise, that mojo says, you know what, I may go test the 109.46 level. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Let's go to Robert in Kansas. Robert, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Good afternoon, Steve. Thanks for taking my call. I'm calling about FXI. It's kind of an ETF of the large cap China stocks.
Yes.
And I'm interested in taking a long position and looking at the chart on a daily basis. It looks to me as it's trying to form a bottom, and I wanted to get your take on it.
Sure. So we're going to take a look at the FXI, which is the iShares Trust China Large Cap ETF. And I don't know what index, if there is an index that I track that I have access to take a look at the index versus the ETF. But let's just stick here with the ETF.
You could look at the Hang Seng. It's pretty similar to the Hang Seng.
All right. Well, let's pull up the index first, and then we'll come back to the FXI. So if we take a look at the Hang Seng index, we'll pull this chart over here right now. Give me a moment. And here's the daily time frame for it. So when we take a look at the Hang Seng, we're going to see that this topped out. Let me try to pull this back a bit. This topped out with a TD9 count and Rhodes momentum indicator signal. And then price pulled all the way back to its breakout level of 28,775. Price actually closed slightly below it for 2 sessions out here, but yesterday or last night, or today I should say, price got back above that 28,775 level. What we don't know, Robert, is whether or not price is going to be able to take out resistance, which is 29,626. So that would be a level you'd be watching for. If you are long, you want, and this is replicating the FXI, you're going to want to see price get above that. This is the daily time frame that we're looking at. If you're to ask me, does this have a buy signal? I don't have a buy pattern, is what I really should say out here. We do have an area of support that has somewhat held, but it didn't hold as well as we'd like it to. So I don't have the bottoming signal on the Hang Seng index. I don't have an A to B equals CD to the downside. I don't have a TD9 count. I don't have a Chapman wave count. I don't have anything out there. So if we're looking for that as the pattern, I don't see it in the Hang Seng. Now let's go take a look at the FXI. We'll do the same thing out there. Take a look at its daily time frame chart. If you give me just a moment to switch tabs, and we'll pull up the FXI chart. Now on my screen right now, the black background screen, you're seeing the daily, weekly, and monthly time frames. And you do have additional support. So in addition to the TD9 breakout level inside the Hang Seng, if we look just at the FXI, there's a brand new bullish structured profile that held. So Robert, if you wanted to take a trade, you got a hankering for that, then you go ahead and enter that trade now, and you'd close it out with a close below 47.44. That's the bottom of its bullish structured daily profile. We would change the 47.44 to 47.01, and the reason is because when we look at the weekly time frame chart, we can see that support is at 47.01. So should you take a trade, your stop should be on a closing basis below 47.01. Any questions about that so far? Then I'll pull over my white background charts.
No, that's great. Thank you.
Okay, so we've got, at least we understand where support is at, or at least where the buyers are representing themselves to be. Now, as we take a look at the FXI, what the FXI did 2 days ago was negated a TD 9-count bottom by closing below the bar following bar number 9. This suggests that the FXI is going to target the next level, which is 45.30. So we could see some counter trend rallies. And the reason why we may see some counter trend rallies is because its oscillator and change line 3 days ago changed from green to red. So we do know that over the coming sessions, I don't know how many sessions, price and that line should catch up to each other. So even if you do see a move up to that level, that's not necessarily saying, oh, geez, I missed the buying opportunity. If price closes above it, well, then, yeah, you would have missed at least that level between where it's trading now and when price closes above that area out there. But to answer your question with regard to the daily time frame, do my charts show a bottoming signal? No, they show that a bottoming pattern that should have been the buy failed, and that suggests some real caution here on the daily time frame. Does that help you?
Yeah, I'm going to sit on my hands and watch it a little more and see what it proves to me.
Okay. That makes sense to me at this stage of the game.
Well, great. Thank you so much for taking my question. Your insight was really helpful.
You bet. Thank you for calling. That was Robert in Kansas. So no other callers on the line. No, we do have a number of questions that have come in. So let me get to those. The first one coming in from Marty. Marty says, what do the charts say about AG and MUX? Marty, we're going to go take a look at AG out here. Again, there's a number of calls, and I'd like to try to get through them. I don't even know if I can before the end of the show. So let's just start with AG. That's First Majestic out here. What do we have? I don't have any kind of bottoming signal. Price broke through its breakout support at 1643. There's no TD9 count bottom. There's no Chapman wave bottom. There's no A to B equals CD out here. This is suggesting we could see price get back to the 1277 level. That's the daily time frame. Weekly time frame for First Majestic AG. It is sitting right on support at 1617. You're at 1637. If price this week did close below 1617, the signal out here, Marty, is a price would pull back to about the 1357, 1258 area. So no bottoming signal that I see in AG First Majestic for its daily time frame. I hope that helps you out. Maybe we'll get a chance to take a look at MUX if I can get through the rest of these questions out here. The next question coming in from Tim M. Tim wants to take a look at COWN. COWN being COWN. That's a new instrument to me. But, boy, it's trading above the daily, weekly, and monthly profile. So here's what we know about this, Tim. Looks pretty good. You're looking for a long entry point. A few days to a week. So this one you'd have to chase it. So you'd have to be a momentum chaser out here. Let's go see if it's worth chasing. And just look at the daily time frame. The daily time frame shows that this is also in wave number 7 today. Actually, it was in wave number 7 yesterday. That can extend until you see a lower high. So you're wanting to take a long trade. This is in the caution zone as we speak right now. Price moving higher, doing less relative energy. Again, not a problem unless we get a bearish reversal candle out here. If you're looking to enter, hey, you pull back to test the oscillator and change line at 37.76 would be nice. Not guaranteeing that price will get back there. I'm just saying that would be nice. But you've also got the topping signal, so you'd have to watch as price gets that oscillator and change line. So it doesn't appear to me that now is a time to enter as we speak. On a 30-minute time frame chart out here, I don't really have much at the moment. There appears to be a sell to D point pattern. This would, and if that does occur by 2 p.m., we'll be off the air. That would suggest that price will pull back to 40.18, 39.75, or 39.11, and below 39.11, $35 even, Steven. That would be really a nice, a decent entry area, Tib. So that's what we see when we take a look at this momentum stock, COWN. Jeff writes in, he says, oh boy, you're looking at natural gas. I see a bullish breakout, but I heard you say natural gas wants to go down. Okay, I did. Thank you. So that's easy. So let's go take a look at natural gas out here. And give me a moment to do that. Let me get that going over on this other chart. And we're looking at the April contract out here. And now let's go to my panel that takes a look at natural gas and is going to show you the A to B equals CD to the downside pattern out there. And that is going to be right where? Right. Oh, I got to keep going. We got crude oil. Then next comes, here go, natural gas. So if you look at doesn't matter whether it's the April contract or it's the May contract. Right now it's still the April contract. It's got the volume. You can see out here, Jeff, the A to B equals CD to downside. And as long as price stays below 270, right now it's at 269, this looks like a price projection of about 252. That's your 1-to-1. A to B equals CD to the downside. So, yeah, that's the pattern that's out here. Is there a breakout? When we come back from this break, we'll put up the 30-minute time frame chart and see what it's signaling to us. Steve Rhodes with TFNN.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. He's gone. I don't know what he's gone means. But, we had Ron on the phone. Okay. Well, hey, back to natural gas. It is the last segment. We've got about 2 minutes out here. So the question is natural gas breaking out? Now, on a 30-minute time frame chart, that's what we have up on our screen here, price was able to take out 2 levels of resistance, 2 TD9 breakdown levels of resistance. So I can see that. But here's what I want you to know, Jeff. You're in bar number 9 right now in this 30-minute time frame. That says that a high should take place either by 2 or 2:30. Don't know if there's going to be a higher high out there. Now, whatever that high is, whether it's the high of this half hour or the next half hour, if whatever that high is, mark that down. If price begins trading above that, that tells you about a strong momentum move to the upside, and maybe you're onto something. Maybe it is, but not because of a pattern that exists on the daily time frame. My daily time frame pattern says there's an A to B equals CD to the downside. So I'd be careful out there. But if you get that TD9 count and you get a shallow retracement out there, then price should continue to head higher. And I hope that helps you out. Let me see if we can quickly get to one other one out here. CGC. So let's put up a CGC. This is for Dan. And Dan, let's just put up the CGC chart. This is the daily time frame. I'm not even going to be able to look at what it is you're looking for. Would you please look at these? Just look at them. I've looked at it. We're done. Now, if we take a look at the CGC, I believe that is canopy growth. This is the 30-minute time frame chart. This should form a bottom between 2 to 3 p.m. as long as price holds 31.55. That would be a bottom signal on its 30-minute time frame chart. On the daily time frame chart, not so much. So on the daily time frame chart out here, you see how that oscillator and change line a couple days ago changed from green to red? You need to see a close above that. That's at 34.52 out there. I don't have a bottoming pattern at all on the daily time frame out here. But if price can clear that, you'd say it'd move up to 36.18. Above 36.18, it starts to look pretty good. But you don't have that signal right now. Hey, folks, thanks so much for being here. Great to be back with you. We'll be back tomorrow and Friday at the same 1 o'clock time frame. But stay tuned for 2 more great hours of programming here at TFNN. And have a wonderful Wednesday. And we'll see you on Thursday. Take care, folks.